All right. How's it going, everybody? My name's Tommy Birch. Welcome back to Tsunami Talk. I'm here with a special guest today, breakout Moorhead star tight end, dual threat, former AAF and XFL player, Jake Sutherland. How you doing, man?
Doing good. How about yourself?
I'm all right, man. It's nice to talk to you.
Oh yeah, great. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So Jake is going to be attending some of the XFL showcases this summer. So congrats, man.
Thank you. I'm very excited.
Yeah, absolutely. So my first question for you is, what are your plans for the showcase? How do you prepare for something like that?
So my plan for the showcase, I'm in a particular situation. So I went to college. I got my degree in exercise science. And I haven't played since 2020, right? But I have been training as if I was going to play tomorrow, right? So the past year and a half, 2 years, working out, strength training, going to the field with people that I've met down in Virginia, running routes, throwing, doing field work. So I'm already prepared for it. I have been prepared the past 2 years, like I said, as if I was going to do a showcase or start playing tomorrow. But just kind of taking you through like my week. I live 4 days a week, going to the field 3 days a week. So really just taking a day off when I needed, but that way I'm getting my strength training in, because playing tight end, you have to be strong, right? You have to be powerful. I got to block guys that are like 280, 290, right? I'm this little 255 guy, but so just focusing on strength, focusing on athleticism, right? Being the best version of an athlete that I can be, and also translating that onto the field.
Awesome. I mean, if you're calling 255 little, I don't know what to say. So, I can't talk. I'm not a pro. So, speaking on the XFL, you played for the New York Guardians, correct?
Yep.
So, what was the experience like playing in the revitalized league?
It was amazing. It was what I anticipated it would feel like, but it's hard to kind of put into words what it feels like when you become a professional athlete. It's really weird. It's something that I worked for ever since I was 9. When I was 9 years old, like playing junior football, like people would ask me, my dad's friends, my friends' parents, they would ask me, what do you want to do when you grow up? I always said, I want to be a professional football player. They would be like, what if that doesn't work out? I played basketball. I played baseball. Like that, being a professional athlete was something that I always wanted to be. Once I got into like high school and college, I knew that obviously I couldn't do that forever. And I knew health and fitness and athletics was something that I wanted to get into. And then that's when I steered my studies and academics into what I've studied, and what I've been doing since I haven't been playing. But it's a really weird feeling. Like it's hard to explain. It's hard to kind of put into words. It felt like all the work, all the years that I played football had finally paid off. And playing in that league was an unbelievable feeling. It was very organized. It was run very efficiently. It felt like a professional league, and I miss it definitely, for sure.
So, speaking on the XFL, was a great experience. But what was it like to get invited to the draft pool? Like, what was that feeling like?
That was one of those feelings too. It's hard to put into words. It was an unbelievable feeling, right? I put in all this work to play in the XFL. I was getting prepared to play in the XFL. I did showcases, did combines. Like I said earlier too, it's kind of that work that you put in felt like it had paid off. It felt like these wheels were turning, everything was going into motion. Everything was going according to plan and how I pictured it would go. And obviously getting drafted out of that draft was also kind of another one of those feelings. It was like surreal. Got the call from Coach Gilbride, hey, we're going to draft you. It was, like I said, it was just kind of a feeling you don't really get to feel a whole lot, which was awesome.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of hard work. You're putting in, you're grinding. It's constant, like every day. But speaking on that hard work and, the intensity, what's the difference between like playing and preparing for the professional and like between the professional and college level?
The biggest difference when you're playing in the professional level is that it is your job, right? So it's your job to be in shape. It's your job to be athletic. It's your job to be a good football player. It's your job to stay in shape in the off season. Everything that you're doing when you become that professional athlete should be revolved around how can I keep playing football and how can I be better at what I'm doing. And that's really for every sport as well. And the big difference between the levels, people say it all the time, the difference between high school and college, right? Bigger, faster, stronger. The speed of the game picks up. Same thing goes from college to the pros. It's the speed of the game picks up immensely. You got guys that are bigger, faster, and stronger than you, and you have to focus on your technique, get down to the basics, and really hone into also getting to that level. Like I said, the game is much bigger, played much faster, played with a little bit more of an intensity. And especially in these developmental leagues, these professional leagues that aren't the NFL, right? You have these guys that you have a different sort of drive and different sort of hunger because you want to get to that level, right? So you want to get to the NFL level. So there's definitely a different kind of grit and feel when you're playing in these professional developmental leagues, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you're making this really easy for me. I can just transition to the next question just seamlessly, man. So speaking on those developmental leagues.
Yep.
So, you played in the XFL in 2020, but 2019, you played in the AAF for the Atlanta Legends.
Yep. So
what was that like?
So that league, that was awesome, right? That was like my first kind of taste for professional football. I loved it. It was very fun, right? Staying in a hotel with all these guys that I'm getting to know, and then I played professional football. I definitely didn't know what to expect, right? I had these expectations for how the league was going to go and how I would feel. Right? It was another one of those things where it was a surreal feeling. The process to get to that league was a little bit different than the XFL. I think my development between the two leagues, right, when I started playing in the AAF, when I got to the XFL, I grew tremendously as a football player. So the development standpoint was definitely there. I do, however, think that the XFL was a little bit more organized, a little bit more hands-on, and run a little bit more efficiently. Like I would tell people this all the time. If it wasn't for COVID, the XFL would still be going on. It would still be thriving, right? There was the whole issue with the AAF, I guess, running out of funds and stuff like that. And that was definitely very difficult. But at the time the AAF had announced that they were going to start, we were in talks with the XFL already as well, right? The XFL already announced that they were going to start and get going. So I had that to look forward to get into, right? But like I said, I still love the league. I loved all the guys, all the coaches that I played for and played with. It was a great league. I just think maybe they had rushed it a little bit too much. It was definitely, it was fun though. It was a great time.
Yeah, for sure. And, speaking on, like you said that you developed a lot throughout the two leagues, it's professional ball. So how specifically do you think those teams helped your development?
So they are developmental leagues, right? So that's developmental pro leagues, right? It's, I kind of consider it like almost looking at it as like minor leagues in the NFL, where we have like minor league baseball, the G League, stuff like that. I definitely different aspects with that stuff. But I just think playing in the AAF, I definitely wasn't prepared to be that professional football player that I always wanted to be. That league prepared me, and I had the traits and the aspects to be a professional football player and professional tight end. But from a developmental standpoint, I don't think I was fully developed to where I am when I played in the XFL and when I am now. But really the big thing when you're looking at becoming a better football player and becoming a better at your position and kind of making it to the top of your position is becoming a better athlete and focusing on the fundamentals and basics, right? You get to certain points in your career and you really want to focus, you really want to fine tune those basic fundamentals, because that is what separates you from that next person, right? That next man up or that person that's ahead of you, because that's really what matters the most, right? Because in college, I was blocking kids that were the same weight as me. When I get to that pro level, I'm blocking guys that played at Alabama, played at Michigan and Michigan State, right? Shout out Wolverines, Michigan, born and raised. Like it's like I'm blocking guys that are like 280, 290 now. I'm not going to play tight end at 280, 290. So I really have to focus on my form, my technique, my explosiveness to be able to block these guys that do have weight on them, right? So that's definitely something that that occurred for me.
Yeah, so you're talking about the step up from like playing this position of tight end specifically at the next
Yep.
levels. What's your favorite part of playing the position? Is it like running routes, blocking somebody, getting a pancake?
It's just everything that revolves around being a tight end, right? Especially nowadays with the game that we're playing, right? It's spread offense, hybrid tight end. It's hard to come by. You're either a receiving tight end or a blocking tight end. As soon as I started playing tight end in college, I love putting my hand in the dirt. I love blocking people. I played fullback growing up too, so like blocking people isn't really something that I shy away from. And really, like I said, the whole aspect of being a hybrid or fully developed tight end, blocking, running routes, catching, breaking tackles, working to the second level to make a block, working in the middle of the trenches to get a block, everything that revolves around being that dominant tight end that you think of is it, like I said, so it's, I guess, everything.
Hey, at least you love your position. I feel like if you didn't love everything about it, it wouldn't be very fun to play against guys twice your size.
It's definitely a tough position for sure, but I think that's what the funnest part about it is.
So, you're talking about how much fun you have at the position, but I want to know what you love about the game of football as a whole.
Honestly, I love every aspect of it. The fact that it's not just you, it's you and 10 other guys, and then also those 11 other guys on the other side of the ball. The camaraderie that you get with football is there's nothing like it, right? You got to do your job. 10 other guys got to do their job. And that's how you make a play successful. That's how you make a drive successful, right? And then same thing, you have to make sure the other 11 guys do their job on the other side of the ball, or else all the work that you just did is for nothing, right? It's very rewarding, football is, but it's also very grueling and demanding. And I've always been somebody that loves the grind. I've always been somebody that loves putting in the work. And so that's why I think I love it so much, how much effort and how much time you put into it. And then also the camaraderie, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And, somebody who's played so many levels and, played in two of the developmental leagues, I feel like you probably have a good idea of like the difference and like the change of environment through all those levels, and, how like the team like bonds and works together. Yep. So my next question is like, because of that, which level of football was your favorite to play?
My level of football that was favorite to play, I mean, there's nothing like high school football, to
Friday
be honest.
Night Lights.
And there's nothing like it, especially from where I'm from, Ortonville, Michigan, small little town, 1,200 kids in a high school, not very big, kind of medium size. The guys that I played with in high school in football, basketball, and baseball, I grew up playing with them since I was eight and nine, right? So I spent so much time with these guys and played so long with these guys. A lot of these people that I've played with ever since I was young, we are still friends today. We had an amazing relationship through high school, and we had this kind of bond on the field that you don't see a whole lot. But on the flip side, obviously playing in the XFL was by far so far my favorite experience, even though it was only 5 games. And honestly too, I love college football is awesome too. I mean, I feel like I love every single step that I've gone through. I've loved every minute of it. I know it's hard to kind of say which is my favorite, but I do say all the time there's nothing like high school football, especially because I think I have some sort of like regrets with high school football because I didn't play my senior year. I broke my arm. So I think I'm kind of have that like missing piece in my heart right now.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking about like the different levels. And I think what I really wanted to know was like what your college football experience was like, because, you had a pretty big impact on the offense. You do the same thing you did the same thing you do now. You're a dual threat. You block, catch passes. You had 500 yards and 5 touchdowns in your career. So And you made some plays on special teams. I love a guy who can make his impact on all levels of the field. So what was your college experiences like, man?
College was amazing. It was an adjustment at first. So my high school, we didn't run a traditional tight end. We ran spread offense, 2 slots, 2 receivers, 1 running back. So I had actually never played fully tight end until I got to college. But we knew going into like the recruiting process for high school to college that I would be playing tight end just based on my size, based on my speed at the time. But my college experience was amazing. That first year was definitely an adjustment though, because like I said, I'd never played tight end, and I played my freshman year. Like I had to play my freshman year. So I was a true freshman. It was definitely an adjustment. But the school, the coaches, the training staff, I had a very good support system around me to get me prepared to play tight end as fast as I needed to. And I don't think it would have been tough to find at any other school. And then from there, my freshman year, I thrived. I loved Morehead State, diehard Morehead State for the rest of my life. Like, amazing school, amazing area. I had so much fun on and off the field with these guys that I played with the students that I met, that were just general students, other athletes. My college experience was amazing. I regret nothing from college. The only thing I would want is get the ball a little bit more, but that's it.
And like, you had to transition from playing almost a receiver type position in high school to playing a college tight end, like Division I. That's a difficult transition. You probably had to gain a little weight, gain a little muscle mass, right? And I mean, now you're a huge gym rat. I mean, like, all of your posts on Instagram are of you just putting up PRs, like massive, like 630 sumo squat, sumo dead. That was pretty cool. So how important do you think it is, like, getting your weight up and getting in the gym for a football player?
I think strength training and training like an athlete is the most important thing you can do, next to perfecting your craft and working on the basics and fundamentals of your sport. Because I've always been a believer of this too. The better athlete you can be, the more you can translate onto that field, that court, that diamond, whatever, like I said, whatever sport it is. So I focus not only on strength, I focus on athleticism, speed, agility. I try to do everything within my workouts in the gym that I can translate and relate to my sport. So I train very heavily, specifically for football. And it's also pretty position specific too, right? I play tight end. I have to be strong and powerful, but I also have to be able to move, right? Because I may line up in the slot and run a dig or a basic or a sail, right? So I have to make sure I'm strong and powerful. So I have a lot of aspects that I have to focus on when it comes to playing that position. So that's why I focus on strength training very heavily, because I know I have to be strong and powerful.
All right. So now I'm gonna start getting into some like deeper questions about you and your mental. So like, what motivates you to like keep chasing that dream of making it to like the highest level? Like, what motivates you to succeed?
I think I have some sort of internal motivation. I have a lot of internal motivation. I still have a very good circle of friends, my fiance. I have a very good support system around me as well to keep pushing me to my goals. But I think I have this internal motivation in the fact that I've always wanted to play in the NFL, and I do believe that I can. I just need an opportunity. And I love football. I'm not ready to give it up, and I work at it every single day. It's not something that's new to me. Like I said, this is working out. I run the personal training department at my gym, right? This is something that I went to school for. It's something that comes naturally to me, and something that I love. So the off-season work isn't something that is something I'm not accustomed to, right? It's something that I've always done, always will do. I think it's really just that motivation to prove to myself and others that I can play in the NFL and I can play at the professional level, which I have done. It's just a matter of I want to continue to do it. That's something that I love doing.
Absolutely. And if you could dedicate your progression and success to like anybody, one person that's always been in your corner, one person that's always had your back, who would that be?
Definitely my dad. I mean, honestly, both my parents. But my dad, I grew up as an only child. And my dad has been that type of dad that never missed a game, never missed a practice, did the scorebook in basketball, did the scorebook in baseball. He's always pushed me and always brought me back when I needed to, but he's always supported me and pushed me to where I'm trying to get to. And then nowadays too, my fiance, Paige, she is an amazing person. She continues to push me and help me in this journey. Like I've been gone 2019, 2020. I was gone for half the year playing football, and she was back at home working. Amazing support from her as well. So definitely my parents, and as of late, her as well, for sure.
Oh, man, those are some great answers. I couldn't have asked for something better. So now I have some fun questions for you.
Perfect.
So we're going to start off with favorite song or artist on your pregame playlist.
It's so tough. That is such a tough question. So I'm a pretty big heavy metal guy.
Oh, really?
Especially when I work out. So at my gym, I literally have a speaker. I actually have it with me right now because I'm actually at my gym. I got this giant speaker. I literally blast music through that while I'm working out, and nobody cares, which is pretty cool. Like I said, I listen to a lot of different music, rap, rock, heavy metal, EDM, and dubstep, pretty much a little bit of everything. I think my favorite song right now, if I were to go hit a PR or go get pumped up for a game, there's probably two of them. It's The Moon by 10,000 Crows. It's an Australian metal band. They actually commented on one of my TikToks, which was pretty cool. So if they see this, 10,000 Crows. And Shivering by Millennium featuring Spirit Box, which Spirit Box is another metal band. But everybody knows Millennium, Millennium. And the song's called Shivering. It's a very, very good song.
All right. Jake Sutherland, big heavy metal guy. All right. That's what we're staying with that. All right. Yep. Next question. Favorite post-game meal?
Favorite post-game meal? A few of them. Love Chipotle. I'll shout out Chipotle.
Wait. We talking bowl or burrito here?
Burrito all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. See, this is what I'm talking about.
I need extra carbs.
Exactly.
So burrito, if you want rice, fajita veggies, double chicken, queso, hot and corn salsa, light cheese. Gotta stay off the fats a little bit, and then lettuce. That's my burrito. Or a fat juicy burger, or pretty simple. Something with a lot of calories. So
gotta get all those calories back after hitting full-grown men for 60 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
So next question. Who's your favorite NFL player of all time, and who's your current favorite player?
Favorite NFL player of all time. I mean, do I have to say a tight end?
Doesn't have to be. No.
Favorite NFL player of all time. Like I said, born and raised in Michigan. Detroit Lions fan. It's very hard to be a Lions fan, but there were some bright moments. I think Calvin Johnson's probably my favorite of all time. He was.
All right, that's fair.
He was phenomenal. He was unstoppable. Unfortunately, his season or his career got cut a little short. My favorite right now, if I were to go with position, probably Travis Kelce. I love Travis Kelce. I also love George Kittle because he is somebody that does everything: blocks, runs, catches the ball, runs routes.
Big Niners fan, so it's nice to hear that.
If I, you said what? You're a Chiefs fan?
No, big Niners fan, so I'm glad to hear that.
I'm sorry for you. That sucks.
Hey, come on now. I don't want to hear that right
now. But favorite right now that's active, probably Stafford. Even though he left us, I love Stafford. Always been a Stafford fan. I'm a Rams fan now, kind of inadvertently. So we just want to be cool.
It's always good to have a secondary team. Nobody's gonna hurt you, right?
No.
All right. So last question. What's the favorite jersey that you've ever been able to wear during a game?
I mean, my Black Guardians jersey was pretty clean. It was pretty dope.
It was.
I definitely probably have a couple too, though. So that jersey is by far my favorite, right? It's got some memories behind it and kind of some sentimental value to it for sure. I like the color black too, just to be honest with you. My favorite jersey I've worn, though, would have to be probably my high school jersey. Once again,
Really?
all black. Yep. Number 4. I love that jersey. And kind of same thing. It's got some sentimental value to it. Wore it my junior year. Only got to wear it on the sidelines with no shoulder pads my senior year. So that's probably another thing for sure.
Awesome, man. Great answers. And I'm a huge fan of the blackout jerseys. I love those.
Yeah, there's nothing. It matches everything. Looks clean. The gray jerseys are pretty nice with the Guardians too. So hopefully, for whatever team I play for, hopefully we got good jerseys.
I don't know. I know those game pictures that you get. Like you look at the pictures after the game. Like they're always clean. Always clean.
Yeah. One thing that's pretty cool, and I don't know if this is going to happen or not, but I could see it happening because The Rock owns the league, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're probably going to have all Under Armour.
That would be sick.
Under Armour.
Under Armour has some clean jerseys too.
They do. I do love my Jordan cleats, but I might have to sacrifice it if we get all Under Armour products.
Yeah, you can't be switching up. You can't do one or the other.
Yeah, I'll get fined.
All right. So, lastly, is there anything you would tell a young audience of football players that, they should know for the next level?
Keep working. You are never be satisfied with where you're at. It's always good to be, I guess it's the word I'm looking for. It's always good to be proud of where you're at and proud of the work that you've put in, but don't be satisfied. Don't stop, keep going. Don't be complacent, because if you get complacent, that's how you get unprepared. If you think you're complacent, you are too confident in yourself. Have confidence in yourself, but don't think where you're at is where you're going to end up, because you can always improve yourself. You can always be a better football player. You can always become a better athlete. You can always get stronger. You can always get fat. Just keep putting in the work.
All right. I think that's all I've got. So, thank you so much for your time, man.
Yeah, like I said, having me. I had a blast.
Yeah, I mean, we ran a little overtime. My apologies for that, but it was a lot of fun. It was nice meeting you. Yeah. So, good luck on your journey for the next couple of months. Congrats on the success, man. And
thank you.
I'm wishing the best for the showcases. I'll be checking in. I'll probably text you a couple times, make sure, see how it's going.
Sounds good. For sure.
All right. So thank you everybody for watching this episode of Tsunami Talk. I'm Tommy Birch. This is Jake. Thank you for coming on, and have a good one. Peace.
Sure.